Hi students, this is Mrs. Mukherjee again before you with the explanation of concluding part of the chapter Resource and Development of class 10th Geography. In the previous video I discussed you about the land resource. Today we will discuss about the uses of land and different types of soil erosion, etc. So, let us see first the use of land. In what purposes land are used? First is forest land. Forest, which is an inevitable part of any country. So, every country has forest land. Secondly, land which is not available for cultivation. First is barren land. Barren land which is not appropriate for growing crops or for doing anything. So, this is called barren land. Next is land used for building, roads, factories, railways, etc. Next is some other uncultivable land. First is pasture land. Pasture land where the cattle graze. Second is for different trees, land, some land are there where the different type of trees are grown. Next is cultivable wasteland. The land can be cultivated but somehow it has been kept aloof without doing any cultivation. Next is fallow land. Fallow land is of two types, current fallow land and other than current fallow land. Fallow land is the land which has been used for many years and lost its fertility, so kept away from cultivation. So, the current fallow land which after many years of use kept away for 1 year. Other than current fallow land which again has been used for many years and kept away but more than 1 year. Next is net sown area. It is a total area sown with crops and orchards only once in a year. That is net sown area. Available cultivable land where crops and orchards are grown but once in a year. Gross cropped area. It is also the total area sown with crops and orchards but more than one time in the same agricultural year. For example, if 1 acre of land, on this land one crop taken, harvested, after harvesting one crop, second crop grown and harvested, after harvesting second crop, third crop grown and harvested. So, this 1 acre of land will be counted as 3 acre of land. So, it is the gross cropped area. Now, according to National Forest Policy of 1952, one country should have 33% of forest land. But unfortunately, our country is lagging behind. Maybe because of overuse, maybe of indiscriminate felling of trees and other factors. Of course, all because of human activity. 95% land of the total land is used for clothing, fooding and shelter. To obtain these things, human use the land indiscriminately, resulted land degradation. Here is a small statistics I am telling you that 28% forest degraded land is there in India, 56% land is water eroded, that may be because of over irrigation, and some land has been degraded due to overgrazing, mining, quarrying, etc. So, to overcome this crisis, some steps has been taken. Afforestation is one of them. What is afforestation? Planting more and more trees. Then grazing can prevent proper management of grazing can prevent land degradation to some extent. Next, planting shelter belts, stabilizing sand dunes, precautions taken during mining, proper disposal of industrial effluents also can help in the conservation of land. Now let us come to the soil resource. Soil, which is the most important renewable resource. Why renewable? Because the same soil again and again is used. So it is renewable, and most important that you know that our food come from this soil. Everything which we require come from this soil. So I am showing you a map, and by seeing this map you can understand where the different types of soils are found. See this area, the forest land means forest area is all green area is the forest land. This is the land which is made up of alluvial soil. See everywhere where this color is shaded by this color is the alluvial soil. Now this is the desert soil or arid soil where mostly sand is found. Now this is the black soil area. This is black soil area. You can see this patch where alluvial soil is found. This is the black soil area which is appropriate for the growth of cotton. I will be explaining every kind of soil. Now see this soil, this is the black soil, this is red and yellow soil, red and yellow soil. See, then laterite soil, you can see this laterite soil found in very limited area, especially in the hills. Laterite soil hills के तरफ ज़्यादा पाए जाते हैं. So this was the distribution of soil in India, different types of soil distribution in India. So soil has been classified. On what basis the soil has been classified? The soil has been classified on the basis of the factor responsible for soil formation. That is, these are the color, thickness, texture, age, chemical and physical properties. On the basis of this, the soil has been classified into different types. The first soil, the most important, most fertile soil, that is alluvial soil. It is very fertile. Entire northern plain, Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, Assam, the entire belt is made up of alluvial soil. This soil contains sand, silt and clay. According to age, the alluvial soil again has been classified in Bangar and Khadar. Bangar is the old alluvial soil. Old alluvial soil is less fertile. Particles are little bigger than Khadar. Khadar is the new alluvial soil, more fertile, and the texture is very fine. This alluvial soil contains potash, phosphoric acid and lime, which is suitable for the growth of sugarcane, paddy, wheat, etc. The soil has been formed due to the deposition of perennial rivers Ganga, Brahmaputra, Indus, and also found in the deltas of Krishna, Kaveri, Mahanadi. In the deltas, this alluvial soil is also found. Now the next soil, that is black soil, another important soil. It is very fine in texture and clayey in nature. Clay in nature, as it is very fine, particles are very fine, So after one shower, this soil turned into clay, and for after first shower, this soil should be plowed well for growing of crops. Otherwise, it would have been difficult to plow it. It has high amount of lime, iron, and magnesium. It is black in color since it is formed from weathered lava rocks. This soil in the dry season develops cracks, which is also beneficial for the aeration of the soil. Next soil, arid soil. Arid means dry. These are red and brown in color. It is sandy in texture, obviously found where the rainfall is very less. It is saline in nature and lacks humus and moisture. It is alkaline in nature because there is almost no rain to wash soluble salt. Vegetation found here having long roots and fleshy leaves to survive in this harsh climate. Next soil, laterite soil, found in areas with high temperature and heavy rainfall. The soil are acidic in nature. Soil particles are little bigger in size. It is less fertile due to lack of nitrogen, potassium and organic elements. So it is not suitable for cultivation, but after treatment can be cultivated. Cashew nut, tea, coffee are grown well in this soil. The next soil is forest soil. These soil are heterogeneous in nature, changes with mountainous environment, very rich in humus but are deficient in potash, phosphorus and lime. The soil is suitable for plantation of tea, coffee, spices and tropical fruits. The soil is loamy and silty. It is fertile in the lower part of the hills or valleys. This was all about the soil. Now we are coming to the last topic of this chapter, that is soil erosion. What is soil erosion? The washing away of the upper layer soil by the high velocity wind or heavy rainfall or surface runoff is soil erosion. I told you the upper layer of the soil which is exposed to the sun, and this layer is the most fertile layer, and washing away of this layer is very harmful. What are the causes of the soil erosion? The defective method of farming, defective method of plowing. Exposed to the sun means there is no plantation, there is no cover over this soil layer, so soil erosion takes place. Now how can this soil erosion be stopped? First is contour plowing. We can say this terrace cultivation. Terrace cultivation, I am showing you a picture. By seeing this you can understand how this contour plowing is done or terrace cultivation is done. See, the land has been made like steps bana ke, and then cultivation has been done. These steps actually reduce the impact of high velocity wind and heavy rainfall. So the soil is prevented from being eroded. Next is planting lines of trees to create shelter. This also can reduce soil erosion, especially where sand dunes are there, means in the desert land. Sand dunes, very unstable feature. With the first blowing wind, this sand flown and deposited somewhere else, which is again very harmful activity. So to stabilize these sand dunes, these shelter belts are prepared or grown, and the soil erosion is to some extent prevented. So students, these are all for this chapter. You may have many doubts, many questions. It's my request to note down these questions in your copies. So when we will be meeting, we can discuss these doubts and clarify your doubts. Till then, goodbye. Stay home. Stay safe. Thank you.